Mod your guitar in association with Seymour Duncan and Area Distribution.
Hello there. I've just discovered something interesting, which is I find it quite difficult to say Seymour Duncan Liberator solderless pickup change system. I think I just did it. That's good because we've got 2 videos this month and I've got about 24 hours to do the work, get the video edited and get it online before Play Music magazine comes out. Now in this video I'm going to actually put the guitar together, which I've called the Modocaster, and then in the second video I'm going to install the Seymour Duncan Liberator system itself. Okay, well these are the 2 halves of our Modocaster guitar, except they're 2 halves of a different guitar, and so the neck doesn't fit. It's getting there. We're getting to the point where the neck is starting to just about fit. I'm not going to force that because I'll strip paint otherwise, or maybe even split the wood. What I can see is that the neck is too far, it's twisted that way if you like, and it wants to be over here, which means I need to take some wood off here, which will also close up that gap up here. Okay, I'm taking some more of the pocket on this side, because that's where I perceive it needs to come from. And now I think it's about time as well when I started to tidy these pockets up, because not only do the edges need to be straight, but we don't want to make too many chips in the finish. So there is a question of what happens at the ends here, because really we need to get in there with a rat tail file and make these rounded the way the neck's rounded, otherwise it just isn't going to fit in at the ends. Okay, we're pretty close to having a good fit here, so I'm just using the file again to get these into nice straight edges. That'll look good and neat. Won't have too many chips, although I'll be showing you in a minute how I'm going to deal with any damage there, because it's largely cosmetic and it can be cleaned up quite easily. So you see that now goes in all the way. In fact it supports itself, which is kind of a relief. Now then, put the straight edge along here. That's still looking like it's hanging off the base side there, but it's a lot closer than it was, if you remember. Now let me see if this will, pardon me, if I can just gently move that over, and I do mean gently because I don't want to split the wood. Okay, I think it needs a wee bit more off this side of the pocket. Maybe once that's straightened up a bit with the file, then we've got enough room for manoeuvre. Let's have a look at this side, which is pretty close to what it is that side. In fact, if anything, it'll come over a little bit that way, doesn't it? Okay, well we can work with that. That's not bad. If you have a good look at this, yeah, you'll see that I have chipped the black paint. I'm not a big fan of bluffing things and doing a here's one I made earlier, so what I'm going to do is show you how I'm going to make good those little bits of damage, because they are particularly noticeable. This is a felt tip pen, There's nothing really special about it. It's called a Sharpie, and it's I suppose it's a spirit or oil based pen. It certainly smells like it. It's just ordinary clear nail varnish, yeah. And the great stuff about this is that if I put it on now, in a few minutes time that'll all be dry. Okay, I'm not expecting to win any guitar repairing medals for this, but this is basically the emergency technique for filling the holes in a bolt-on neck if you need to re-drill them. Like maybe you've got a gig and the neck falls off or something and you need a quick fix. Well, super glue and matches, I'm afraid, is where it's at. It does not a bad job, but normally I'd recommend maple dowels and getting a really good mechanical fit before you start gluing. This time round I don't really have the time because you guys will be wanting to see this guitar and play music this month. Unless I right, while the glue on the neck's setting, time to do a wee bit of measuring up and a little bit of maths. You see, the thing is, remember these parts didn't belong together, did they? So we mustn't assume they're going to fit together. So basically the first thing to check is how far the end of the screw is going to protrude into the neck, and I'd say measuring that is about 16mm. So let's just have a look at the side of the neck and go, well, how much is 16mm into the wood? And that's about as far as you could go before hitting the fingerboard. So that's fine, but we don't want to go any deeper because then there's a danger we come out the other side of the neck by the time we went 20mm deep, yeah? So what we need to do is find the appropriate size drill and stop it going any deeper than will leave a 16mm hole in the neck. What I've done is I've used masking tape to form a stop on the twist bit, the drill. Now this achieves two things. One is that the drill can't go any more than 16mm in, which is fine because that's as deep as we want the holes in the neck to be. But the second thing is I don't have a bench drill, so in order to make sure that this bit goes in square, I've padded it out to the point where there's very little room for manoeuvre in the hole, so that my holes through the neck will be square because the holes through the body are square because that's the way they were done in the factory. The super glue's gone off on the neck, and because I'd cut the matchsticks to size already, there's no more prep to do on that, it's ready to go. So I've now clamped the neck and the body together. I've actually used the standard plate on the back to protect the body, but more importantly I put an extra bit of plastic here to protect the frets, because if you mar the frets then it's not going to play as well, which is kind of self-defeating. I've got my drill bit with its masking tape guard, I've got my clamped neck, I'm actually resting the end of the neck on nothing more scientific than a chair, and I'm going to drill my first hole down to the depth of the stop or the guard that I've made. Okay, I've drilled my first two holes. I'm actually going to put the screws into these holes. There's two reasons for this, two related reasons really. One is that the clamp can be quite hard to work around, so if I put these two screws in now, it means the neck should hold itself in the correct position without the clamp. The other reason related to this is that it gives me an opportunity before I drill the last two holes just to check the neck is as well aligned as I believe it to be, because it is possible that it's had a wee bit of shift while I was drilling the two holes. Okay, my last minute bit of adjustment with those second two screws has paid off, and it is well within the tolerances, so it shouldn't need any alignment that way, the neck. So the question is, how is it for pitch or angle? Okay, by the time I've brought those grub screws up a bit, that should be about right.